Okay, we're going back in time to a single day that changed a nation forever. This is the story of the most famous battle ever fought on English soil. A massive clash of kings that decided the fate of a country. We're going to find out exactly what happened at the Battle of Hastings and why it still matters almost 1,000 years later.
Right, so picture this. It's October 14th, 1066. It's a cold, damp Saturday morning on a hillside in East Sussex called Senlac Hill. Under a gray sky, two huge armies are staring each other down. One is the English army, ready to fight for the kingdom they've built. The other, a Norman invasion force, and they are determined to take it all.
The stakes could not be any higher. At the top of that hill stands the English king, Harold Godwinson, and at the bottom, the challenger, William, Duke of Normandy. By the end of this one day, one of these men will be dead, and the other will be a conqueror.
So who were the men waiting for that order to charge? To really get how this day played out, we need to look at the two armies because, well, they were very, very different.
First up, the English. King Harold's army was absolutely exhausted. I mean, just a few weeks before, they'd marched 200 miles north to fight off a Viking invasion at the Battle of Stamford Bridge. They won, which was amazing, but as soon as it was over, they got the news William had landed on the south coast. So they had to turn right around and force march another 300 miles south. They were tired, and some of their best warriors were already gone.
Now look at this contrast. Harold has about 7,000 men. It's a mix of his elite professional soldiers, the super tough, axe-wielding housecarls, and the fyrd, basically ordinary farmers called up to fight. But they have one massive advantage. They're on top of the hill. William's army, though, is not only bigger and rested, it has 3 different weapons. He's got foot soldiers, sure, but he also has archers to rain down arrows, and cavalry, armored knights on horseback, pretty much the medieval version of tanks. The English, they had no cavalry at all.
The battle kicks off around 9 in the morning, and for a long time, it really looks like Harold is going to win. His plan was simple, it was defensive, and for hours, it was brilliant.
Harold's entire strategy was built on this one thing, the shield wall. Just imagine a human wall of shields all locked together, with spears poking out. The tough housecarls are right at the front, swinging these giant, deadly two-handed axes. It was a nearly unbreakable formation, and trying to charge up a steep hill into that, well, it was a nightmare for any attacker.
For 9 long hours, one of the longest battles of the entire medieval period, William threw everything he had at that wall. First, he sent his archers. Their arrows just bounced right off the shields, useless. Then he sent his infantry charging up the hill. They were beaten back. Then came the cavalry, the pride of his army. Same result. The shield wall just would not break. By lunchtime, it looked like Harold had this in the bag. William's army was actually about to collapse. The English were winning.
And then, with victory so close for the English, something happens. Something that changes the course of the battle and the course of history in one single fatal moment.
It's called the feigned retreat. Now, we'll never know for sure if William planned this or if it was just a lucky break, but a part of the Norman army suddenly turned and looked like they were running away. Seeing this, some of the English soldiers did the one thing Harold had ordered them never to do. They broke formation. They roared, thinking they'd won, and charged down the hill after them. And that was the fatal mistake. The Normans spun around, the cavalry swept in, and those English soldiers were trapped out in the open and cut to pieces.
William used this trick again and again, punching more and more holes in that English line. As the shield wall started to crumble, he ordered his archers to fire high, sending a deadly rain of arrows down onto the men behind the wall. And it's in this chaos that King Harold is killed. The famous Bayeux Tapestry shows a man with an arrow in his eye, labeled Harold Rex, Harold the King. With their leader gone, the English army just lost heart. Their defense collapsed, the battle was over. England had a new king.
The battle might have been won, but the conquest of England wasn't quite finished. With Harold dead, the main English resistance on the battlefield was broken, but William still had to get the rest of the country under his control. He marched his army towards London, burning towns along the way just to show everyone what would happen if they fought back. And it worked. The English nobles surrendered. And so on Christmas Day, 1066, William was crowned King of England in Westminster Abbey. In a bit of a chaotic twist, though, when the people inside shouted their approval, his guards outside panicked, thought a riot was starting, and set fire to the houses nearby. Not exactly the smoothest start to a new reign.
So, when you boil it all down, why did William win? Well, it really came down to a few key things. His army was fresh and had that deadly combo of archers and cavalry. Harold's men were shattered from all that marching.
That one crucial mistake, breaking the shield wall, was an absolute disaster. And finally, when Harold was killed, the English army's will to fight just fell apart.
And this really shows why this one battle is so important. Many have tried to invade England since, the Spanish Armada, Napoleon, Hitler, but none have ever succeeded. The Norman conquest in 1066 was the last time a foreign army successfully invaded and conquered England. It changed everything. Our language, our laws, the castles you see all over the country, everything.
Now, beyond the main story of the battle, there are a couple of really fascinating details you might not have heard before. Okay, first, that famous Bayeux Tapestry. Well, it isn't a tapestry at all. See, a tapestry has the picture woven into the fabric. This is an embroidery, where the picture is stitched onto a piece of cloth. It's been called the wrong thing for 1,000 years. And the best part? It was almost definitely made in England by English women who were forced to stitch the story of their own country's defeat. Tough job. And here's something else. Before he was William the Conqueror, he had a much less flattering nickname, William the Bastard. This was because he was the illegitimate son of the old Duke of Normandy, and he hated it. When one town made fun of him for it, he had the hands and feet of the people on the castle walls cut off. After 1066, though, everyone started calling him the Conqueror. Funnily enough, nobody argued.
All right, you've heard the whole story. Now it's time to test your knowledge. Let's see what you've learned.
Question 1. What was the virtually unbreakable English defensive formation called? Was it A, the spear line, B, the Saxon square, C, the shield wall, or D, the hill fort? The correct answer is C, the shield wall. It was that line of interlocked shields that was so good at defending the hilltop. Question 2. What key advantage did William's Norman army have over Harold's English army? Was it A, better food, B, a bigger army, C, they were better swimmers, or D, they had infantry, archers, and cavalry? The answer is D. William's mixed army gave him way more tactical options than Harold's infantry-only force.
Okay, question 3. What was the feigned retreat? Was it A, the English pretended to run away, B, the Normans pretended to surrender, C, the Normans pretended to run away to break the English formation, or D, Harold took a lunch break? The correct answer is C. The Normans' fake retreat tricked some of the English into breaking the shield wall, which was the turning point of the entire battle.
Question 4. On what holiday was William the Conqueror crowned King of England? Was it A, Easter, B, Halloween, C, Christmas Day, or D, New Year's Day? The answer is C, Christmas Day. William was crowned on Christmas Day 1066, even though his guards did accidentally set some houses on fire outside.
And last one, question 5. The Battle of Hastings in 1066 is famous for being what? A, the shortest battle in history, B, the last successful invasion of England, C, the first battle to use cannons, or D, a battle that nobody won. The correct answer is B. It remains the last time a foreign power successfully invaded and conquered England. The conquest was complete, but William's rule was just beginning. Next time, we'll look at the harrying of the North, and a warning, it gets much, much darker.